Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, Andrew G. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us. Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Andrew G, and welcome to episode 40 of my podcast, The Public Affair. I can't believe we're on episode 40. I didn't know what to call it, like the fucking 40 or fucking 40 or we're fucking 40. I don't know. But anyway, I'm really excited. That sets the tone for this episode. But anyway, I'm really excited to bring you guys 40 episodes of The Public Affair. Thank you guys so much for your support. Of course, to Rogue Media Network with Mike Hamilton. You're the best. Thank you so much for helping me take this podcast where it's at today. I really appreciate it. Of course, before we get started with my very special guest, I want to give a shout out to a few of our sponsors of The Public Affair and this episode, number 40. I want to give a shout out to Arjon Painting with my boy Juan Arjon. He's a family-owned local paint company that specializes in residential homes, both interior and exterior, has the best quality guaranteed. So if you need your home painted, which I will be doing soon when I buy my home, I'm definitely hitting up Juan Arjon with Arjon Painting. Love him. He's a party animal. Thank you, Juan, for sponsoring The Public Affair. Of course, to Midway Nutrition with my boy Marcos Cordero. He's located on Hewitt Drive. He has meal replacement shakes with tons of different flavors, healthier meal replacements, if that's what you guys are looking for. And he has another location, Waco Nutrition and Energy on Space. My favorite flavor, of course, is the honey nut cherry. I go almost like twice every week just to go get it because it's delicious. Thank you so much, Marcos Cordero. To Frank Biza at B&J Refinishing. He focuses on resurfacing bathtubs, counters, sinks, tiles, and more to original showroom quality. 5-year warranty on most work and has the best prices in town. So make sure you guys hit up B&J Refinishing if you need any of that work done. And that's not all he's got, because he's also got CoTown Tint. He's a mobile tint and detailing business that offers the best high quality film and products and will be all competitive prices. My boy Frank does it all. Make sure you guys hit him up if you need any of that work done. Frank, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the Boyo Box and Audio, my boy Jeffrey Monreal. He focuses on installation of stereos, door speakers, and audio systems. He also specializes in building custom subwoofer enclosures and much more. He's about to put auto start in my car. He gave me the backup camera. He gave me the Apple Play car stereo. Jeffrey, you're the best. I love you. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode. Of course, to David Santabanez with Alinea Real Estate. He's the #1 sales agent in his office. #1, that's right. He'll help you buy a home or sell your home. Make sure you follow him on Facebook at David with Alinea, or call the number on the screen, darling, if you need a home. David, thank you so much for all your help with everything. More to come later. And of course, to Destiny's Desires with Destiny Stead. She's a local foodie giving her review about local owned food places, good and bad. Make sure you follow at Destiny's Desires on Facebook to get the best reviews about a restaurant near you. She'll give it to you straight. Destiny, thank you for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. More to come later. All right, guys. So like I said, I'm really excited for this next guest. He came through for me last minute. This guy has been an avid sponsor of The Public Affair. So if you notice that I didn't do one of the ads in the beginning, it's because he's here in the flesh and looking sexual, darling. It's my boy, Mr. Joe Olvera. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing good, man.
Good. Joe Olvera is a sponsor with Inspire Roofing and Four Brothers. Thank you so much for your sponsorship of The Public Affair.
Yeah, no problem.
And I knew I had to invite you on the show because, like, #1, you're a fan of the show. #2, when we speak, you have really good, like, vocabulary, and you know how to talk to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you don't take anything offensive. Like, he hasn't punched me in the face yet for making all these sexual innuendos. I really appreciate it. Yes. And I really wanted to bring you here because, you know, you juggle a lot of businesses as well, and you still go through the rat race of life. And I was talking to actually Sid the barber, one of my other sponsors of The Public Affair and my personal barber. And I was saying, you know, maybe we should get this guy on the show. I think that would be kind of fun. You know what I mean? So thank you for coming through.
I'm actually working with Sid right now on a project that he's looking at doing.
Oh, okay. But we can't talk about it, can we?
Yeah. No, we can't. Not yet. It's still in the works.
It's still in the works. Okay, well, we'll get to know about it soon. And so Joe asked me to buy him some muscle milk, which I've never had before in my life. And you know I work out now, so I like to drink protein drinks and stuff now.
So I thought this would benefit both of us.
Okay,
right here.
and why that instead of alcohol? Are you scared that I was going to try and make moves on you?
A little bit. That's I'm like, it's too early. You know, we might end up down the street over here. You know,
but that's why I'm still single as fuck, Joe. You know, I'm too aggressive, I guess. And I drank my own kind of muscle milk the other night, so I don't know if I want this one.
Man. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna take these right here.
Okay, those are for you. No, you know, I really wanted to try this chocolate one for sure. Okay, so you can have the strawberries and vanilla. I really want to try the chocolate one. Okay, so anyway, Joe, thank you again for coming and being a part of episode 40 of The Public Affair. Joe and I actually had breakfast this morning at our breakfast place, which was absolutely delicious. What happens in podcasts is that I'll schedule somebody and sometimes they have to reschedule. Then my backup, in this case, had to reschedule as well. So then Joe was my backup's backup. And he came through for me last minute. We had breakfast this morning. He says, "When you want to record tonight or today?" Okay, so thank you so much. Why don't you introduce yourself to us? And for people who might not know who you are, a little bit about you, where you grew up and all that.
Well, I grew up here in Waco, south side of Waco.
South
side? I am a university Trojan.
Oh.
So
I thought you meant Trojans like the condom brand.
Sorry. No, but I got a lot of experience with those.
Just like the muscle milk, I got different variety of flavors, like condoms.
Yeah, strawberry.
Yeah.
And all that.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
But no, I grew up in south side and been in construction almost all my life.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it's just, if you want to know a little bit more about me, I do own a lot of different companies.
Okay, cool. But don't look so nervous, Joe. Look at me.
I know. I'm really.
Why are you nervous? It's just me. We're just in a locked room together.
See, you got the little iPad going. I should have wrote everything down.
As much as I love Apple, this is a Samsung tablet that I scrounged up in the bottom of my cabinet. Yeah. There you go. And so, no, actually, what we have on here is half of what we don't even get to talk about because shit bounces off of each other so easily. So yeah. No, don't be. Listen, take a woosah. You good? It's just me, Joe. If I haven't molested you yet, I'm not going to now.
Right. Okay. There we go. Yeah. No, well, I do own a couple businesses, and so I got Four Brothers Construction that I just recently started because I had a America Construction for the longest. That company's been running for about 14 years, and so. Four Brothers came in because I want to introduce all my brothers into a new company.
Okay, you're biological brothers, right?
Yes.
From what I understand, you have a plethora of brothers and sisters, right? Yeah. Which means your dad was a very busy man.
Yes.
We mentioned back in the day they didn't have Wi-Fi, so it's not like you just be on space. So
they didn't have HBO and all that.
Okay. Well, they had HBO when I was growing up. After hours it was called HBO. And then they had Skinamax too. Yeah. So,
and that might be one of the reasons why there's so many of them.
Yeah, that's probably right. That was back in the day when Spice was a channel. Remember Spice?
Yeah.
We used to, the porno channel. Yeah. My parents didn't know that we knew what that was. So sorry.
My dad ended up getting this big old, what do you call them, satellite dishes put up over there. And he didn't know that if you just skim through all those different numbers, you'll find new stuff.
You'll find something.
Oh yeah,
that's what y'all do.
All types of stuff.
I know people think I'm perverted when I tell them I watched my first porno when I was 8. I was like, listen, the parents used to put it in the room. They didn't know this at the time. I'm going to put you guys on blast, but they used to put it in the main parent bedroom, and then it would come to it was my cousin's house, and then it would come to his TV, and we would watch it, and that's how I knew I didn't like vagina. I was like, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was the opposite over here.
Oh no, yeah. I was like, what's that pink part? That's disgusting. Absolutely not. But then I was looking at the guy. I was like, hey, that looks like a little bit up my tree. Right. No, okay, yeah. So life for you growing up, I mean, would you say like it was pretty easy for the most part, like most people in your community, or was there any adversities that you had to face? I mean, because you grew up with a lot of people that were either a part of this show, whether it be sponsorships or guests, and that's how you got to see or whatever. What was it like for you?
Well, growing up wasn't too tough. I mean, a lot of the kids growing up, we all grew up in the same area, went to the same schools.
Okay.
Ended up in the same elementaries to middle school, and then we just kind of carried on to high school.
Yeah.
So a lot of us, we kind of grew up as family.
Yeah. Okay.
So going through middle school and all that, we really didn't bully each other and things like that.
Right.
We were more into Pokemon, trying to figure out who's.
How old are you again? You're 40?
No, I'm at 32. 32.
I thought you were older than me by a lot. I'll be 30 this year.
I just got a lot of wrinkles.
No. Joe is in person, you guys, and I don't want the wife beating me up over here, but is gorgeous. I'll just say that, but I don't want to ruin my sponsorship either. So go ahead.
I might not have to sponsor tomorrow.
Oh shit! I fucked it up. Damn it. That's why I can't keep a man either. All I do, my mouth gets me in too much trouble.
That's funny.
No, okay, so
so I grew up in that type of environment, but growing up with my father also owning a company. So my father is the owner of America Roofing. He's been around for almost about to be 45 years.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. He's a true entrepreneur.
For sure.
To go through, so the transition of me becoming who I am. As real little, at 5 years old, I was already interested in what construction was.
Construction?
Yeah.
That's so very you. Because at 5 years old, I wasn't worried about construction. I wanted to play Pokemon. Or watch the Spice channels.
Oh yeah. No, and it's funny because even as one of the, I guess you can call me one of the middle children, because I have 3 olders, and then everybody.
Were you like
under.
the fourth or fifth or something like that?
I was the fourth.
You were the fourth. Okay, so, yeah, you're definitely
but even though I was the fourth, I always wanted to be the leader of the group.
Oh yeah,
regardless.
For sure.
So if we ever played cops and robbers, I was the cop, literally chasing everybody
down. Oh, he's the snitch. Everybody.
And then when we, during that time, 9/11 hit.
Right.
Everybody wanted to be in the military.
Oh, okay.
So we went to Army Navy surplus and bought military clothes, and I would consider myself at that time. I didn't know what rank I was giving myself, but I gave myself Command Sergeant Major. I was like, I was the leader.
Army brats, let me know, okay? I know people in the Army watch this show. Some are in my DMs, but anyway.
And at that time, I didn't know what that was. I was just like, I'm going to give myself the highest rank, and I'm gonna be the leader of my whole family.
Yeah.
And at that time, I knew I was born to be a leader. I knew I had to do something.
Yeah.
And then just kind of growing up as my dad being the owner of the company, seeing him fire people, seeing him hire people, seeing him control,
be in that leadership role. Yeah.
Control big projects and not stress as much.
Right.
And he knew when he got home, the stress levels had to drop. He had to be there for us regardless.
That makes perfect sense. And I just have to come back to this real quick because you guys did all grow up with each other. And when we went to our breakfast place, it's like people were at our table every 5 minutes. Like I couldn't even have a proper conversation with Joe. And people passing notes and shit. Like we're in school. Okay. Did you get those girls their monsters?
No, I didn't. No, sure didn't.
Or was it Red Bull? Not to put you on blast.
It was Red Bull.
It was Red Bull.
They were like, hey, can you go get us a Red Bull?
Listen,
we're working in the back.
Well, you tell them next time I go and I order my wheat pancake, I want a free pancake for them disturbing our meal, okay?
There you go. Hey,
okay, Joe is
I'm going to make sure they watch this. I'm going to make sure they watch this.
Yeah, they better watch it and share it, all right? Girls at our breakfast place located on Franklin, they got a plug there too. I want free breakfast. Okay, so you know what? That's really cool to hear. And I have to say, being in a managerial position like that is a bit difficult. I will say at my full-time job, I'm in a managerial position for the most part. And that's always been an issue for me, even at my prior full-time job, is because I'm a really nice person. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I know there's times that you have to put your foot down and be stern. And I hate being that because I hate feeling like I'm not liked. Do you know what I mean? Which God, I hope they don't watch this and know that I'm vulnerable. But
and see, that's one of the biggest challenges is because I don't want to be the bad guy. If I can avoid it, hey, by all means, I do my best to make the situation as good as possible. Before I fire anybody, or I don't even like to call it firing. I let them know where their flaws were, let them know what I expect from them next time.
Okay.
And I tell them, hey, come back in a couple years, come back in a couple more months. Once you understand exactly what you want, and now you're willing to put in the work to get to the next level. Come talk to me.
So you give people second chances and stuff?
All the time.
I've never heard of a job that did that. That's kind of cool.
All the time.
I mean, well, maybe. I don't know. Anyway.
and it really just goes down to the fact that, in construction, it's a different type of industry. Because the fact that you have to come in with a little bit of knowledge.
Right.
If it's you working on your personal home, you working on your mom's house, your dad's house, your aunt's, whatever.
Yeah.
I want to know what kind of work you've done.
Yeah, for sure.
In order for me to be able to put you in the best position.
Well, kind of like a resume.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
And in our line of business, all we can take is your word of mouth.
Yeah.
Because you can say you worked for Parsons Johnson's, you can say you worked for Magnolia or whatever. Or you've been on the TV show, whatever. But
they weren't on the public affair.
But exactly. But at the end of the day, were they even doing anything?
Right, for sure. Yeah.
Were they just helpers? Did the right crew leader teach them the right skills?
Yeah. Well, so anybody can talk a good game, that's for sure. You know what I mean? But let me see what you got, Exactly. Same thing when you're dating, you know what I mean? Yeah. You might be trash in bedroom, who knows?
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm not. Anyway, you know what? I have to let you know, too, I was really thankful when you reached out to me for sponsorship. Yeah. What was, I guess... when you reached out, you said that you watched some of the episodes, that you knew some of the people, so for you to sponsor, what was that, I guess, like for you to reach out to me? I just have to know what was in your head that made you want to do that and invest in the podcast and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
because I really appreciate it. I have to tell you. Yeah. Yeah. Because we did not know each other prior to that.
No, we didn't. That's one of the main things. Whenever I see or I see something that's there's a potential growth there.
Okay.
Or just something that I see that's could be big influential in Waco.
Right.
Just Waco overall.
Yeah.
Either if I can be involved in that or if I can help in any way to get you to the next level,
right?
I'm willing to put all my time and effort into it.
And I have to say that it meant a lot to me when you called and said that you just wanted to invest in it, even if I didn't do your ads. Like you just wanted to give it to me, and I was like, cool. But that's why I like people like Joe. Do you see what I'm saying? Because he can watch the show. I can have him on the show and tell him how much I want to sleep with him, but he knows I'm just kidding. So, you know what I mean? And it's just for the show, like you're just over here regular, you know what I mean? Did I throw you off there? I'm sorry. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like you're just regular, like you're not with the dramatics, and you're just like, this is you're doing you. I want to be a part of that. And I just have to use this opportunity while we're recording to thank you, because you got it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like you get it. Like you watched it and you were like, oh, he doesn't mean anything by it. He's just trying to be like him. That's it.
And really, that's what I love about the show is that you just, everybody that's on there, you to your guests, to, even the people in the back. Yeah. Everybody's just their self.
Exactly.
Nobody's feeling uptight. Nobody's feeling like,
gimmicks.
I got to go off of a contract, or I got to go off of like some piece of paper that tells me exactly what I got to say and do. This is all open.
And I tell all my guests, just like I told you at breakfast, I was like, let's not talk too much about it, because I don't want anything to feel rehearsed. Yeah. Like I just want you to come in there, give me your honest answer, give me your honest expression, how you truly felt about what, even if it pisses you off, like, yo, why are you telling me that you want to sleep with me? Like just do it. You know what I mean? Because that's what people are attracted to. Like I'm not gonna sit here and build a character of myself or you and say, this is what you gotta say, this is what you gotta do, because this is blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like we just come over here and we talk about whatever. So I really appreciate it. So thank you so much. With that being whatever. So I know that when I purchase a house, hopefully sometime this year, I definitely want you to build me a nice walk-in shower with like crystal glass, like, you know what I mean? Something sexy that steams, with the showers on all sides, because I like the water hitting me on all sides, you know what I mean? So that's what I want you to do for me. Why don't you explain to people what it is that you do? And from what I understand, you also work with some of my other sponsors, or you have worked with my other sponsors like At Home Painting and Frank Bizo with B&J Refinishing. Explain to us a little bit about what you do for our viewers.
So with Four Brothers Construction, what it is a full remodeling company. So everything from leveling to foundations to sheetrock.
Okay.
To the I've even done roofs with that business. Yeah. But I didn't try to focus on roofs on that one. That's where the secondary company comes in, and that one is a partnership with me and my uncle.
Oh, okay.
Kind of partnership. Right now, we're in the building stage. Yeah. So before I partner with anybody, that's the one thing that I really want everybody to understand. Is I don't want ownership of the company. If I'm helping you build it, we're gonna build it, and at the end of the day, if we split ways, that's yours.
That's fine. Okay.
But if you decide that you really do want to partner with me, that's when we open up the doors. But with Four Brothers Construction, what I do there is we just try to build dreams. That's really what it is. Anything that you can envision, anything that you can think of. If it's from handrails to your outside living, patio decks, fireplaces.
Can you build me a short, stubby Mexican man that needs papers?
It's possible, but that one's going to be pretty hard.
No, you can do it. Can you construct me a man that'll keep me and accept me for my ways? Oh, yeah. So I can stop getting dumped after 2 days of dating, please.
Right, there you go.
Because this is becoming a routine, and I'm not down for it. Right?
We're going to try. I'm going to talk to some of my guys.
Talk to some of your guys. Ask them if they're down. Okay.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Tell them I'll put them on the public affair. It's going to be my new thing.
I'm going to go over there and tell them, hey, I found somebody for you. There you go.
Yes. Tell them we'll keep it between us. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
No, we'll get into the dating thing later. Okay, no, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. You're good. And so at the end of the day, everybody has a vision on something that they want in their house. And in order for it to be their home, they have to create it to be their home. And so there's two things in order to do that. You can build a family relationship and make that your home, or you can and really that's really the most important, but
right.
Second, then create your home. And right now, we've been seeing a flood of people just fixing their houses, buying new houses, people from all around the world coming to Waco for the first time. And
do they hit you up?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
All the time. And I used to. It's so funny because I used to decline a lot of the out of state phone calls because I get like a 681 number and I'm oh no, that's telemarketing.
That's a scam.
And my phone would even say it. My phone would be like scam calling, likely scam. And then I used to just decline them. But now you have to almost answer every call because people are coming from Michigan, Washington.
Can I just touch base on that really quick? Don't you think it's important as a business owner or somebody starting an endeavor, like even for me who runs this podcast, like I can't stand when somebody goes on their Facebook promoting what they have and they say, but text me because if I don't recognize your number, I'm not going to pick up. Exactly. And do you see how that worked out?
Yeah.
You kind of almost lose out on business. Don't you agree?
You have to answer
every call. Like, that's why I can't stand when people say like, oh, just make sure you text me because if you call me, I'm not going to answer. Like, bro, you are running a business.
Yeah.
Like, if you do not recognize my number, like I didn't recognize your number when you called me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was just like, who's this person on the other line? Like, oh, he wants to sponsor. Not all right, cool. So,
thanks to David on that one.
Shout out David Santabanez, Public Affair alumni, realtor. Love him. Yes.
David. I saw. Really, David's episode is what got me on.
Really?
Got me to start advertising.
Oh, that's cool. I'm
happy.
I
was already a fan. Okay. I was already starting to watch, and then I know I didn't know who your next guest was, and David popped up, and as soon as I saw David's ad, I said, "Hey, David, who is this guy?"
Yeah.
You know,
what'd he say?
And he was just like, "Oh man, he's a great dude." And then he definitely gave me some good feedback, and I was just like, "Okay, so this guy's serious." So then I started watching more of your podcast. Went way back towards Roman's podcast,
episode 2.
And then I was like, you know what? This is definitely going to be a good fit for me.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's just this is something different. Nobody's ever. I've never seen anything as far as a podcast as real as this one is.
Oh, that means a lot. He's just gassing me up over here, guys. Mike, turn the lights off.
Leave the lights on, please.
I left my protection at the house. That means a lot. Truly, thank you for those kind words. It really does, and I'm glad to know that you know that's what helped you push. To do business with me at the end of the day.
And just to go back to talking about David, me and David, we actually built a really good relationship. We've known each other since kids.
Okay.
Same with Sid. Sid
Rodriguez.
Sid is another one that I kind of grew up with. And every time I see him, we always just kick it off. I mean, it's like we're back in school.
Yeah,
with all of us.
Don't you love seeing? And I didn't grow up here, so I'm not exactly sure how that feels for you guys. Yeah. But it seems as though like a lot, like all of my sponsors and guests kind of almost coincide with each other. It's like, oh, I grew up with that person, and it's like you guys are really into like seeing each other grow and build your own brands and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, don't you think that a lot of people don't think that exists in this town, and I kind of have to disagree because a lot of people ride with this podcast. I haven't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
and to be honest, it almost didn't.
Okay.
It was just till recently that a lot of us contractors or a lot of entrepreneurs, just anybody that has their own like niche, like from trash hauling to just anything, really.
Shout out Bandas Trash Haul. Is that what they're called?
I think so.
Bandas. Yeah. Oh God, they're gonna hate me. Julian and Anna. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's Sid's cousin.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They have a hauling business. Yes. Okay.
Next, he's gonna be next.
Yeah. Oh, I should get him. Yeah.
No.
Good idea. Write it down.
No, but just with all those companies, just recently I've been noticing, and I'm also one of the ones that are pushing for everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if you're a competitor of mine, I don't think of anybody as a competitor. That's the one thing that I don't want anybody to ever think that, oh, Joe's taking in all the work and he's not sharing it. I'm going to bring in whoever wants to work.
Yeah. No, I feel you. And that's why I asked, like, it seems like, because I know I spoke with my boy Juan Aron, who I love, Aron Painting, and he told me that he knew you. I think when we spoke, because I didn't know the difference between what you and Frank do. Because Frank refurbishes, correct? And then you remodel. Yeah. Can you explain to me what the difference, because I still don't know, and I do y'all's ads like every day.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me what the difference between like remodeling and refurbishing is?
So refurbishing is bringing something back from being old, like an old porcelain sink or those bear claw tubs and things that. Or even like a whole shower. Like if you want to change the color, that's what Frank does. He goes in and he changes the whole look of it without actually ripping anything out.
Right.
But if he ever, I'm not saying that Frank can't. Frank
does everything. Jesus, I love Frank.
Yeah. Frank is an entrepreneur on his own.
Oh, absolutely. I got to get him on this show.
Yeah. And he needed no help. You know, that was one guy. That was one guy that just took on the world by himself.
He really did. You know what? I had the pleasure of well, I've known him since we were teenagers. Yeah. And I told him just the other day, I was like, you know what, man? I have to tell you, I am so proud of you because when we met as teenagers, like I was a little judgmental back in the day. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'd be like, oh my God, this guy, what the fuck? And then when I saw what he was doing now, and he works his ass off. He really does. I will never take that. And I love him. He's the nicest person ever. Yeah.
I was just working on some apartments the other day, and I brought him in over there, you know, to just to introduce him to the owners over there. And this was maybe like 2 years ago when I introduced him.
Oh, okay.
And so we were over there doing some water flood restorations on the apartments, and all I see is Frank. Frank's driving past, and I call him. I said, "Frank, you working over here? Man, I've been busy over here."
Yeah.
And so it's great to know that the people that we all recommend, they're still working with those people. They're still working.
That's good. And I have to say, too, he's very professional. Frank is a lot more professional than I thought he'd ever be growing up. You know what I mean? Like, very on schedule with shit. Love him.
So this is with Frank, and this is with anybody that I work with. Yeah. You know, I see their growth as they go. Yeah. And if they're not growing at the same pace we're all growing, and if they're not willing to catch up, then they can't be a part of the crew. I mean, you know, we do our best as far as us and to push all the new entrepreneurs and anybody that's been doing it or somebody that's running through a hard time. Yeah. I mean, just because we're doing good now doesn't mean in 10 years from now we're still going to be doing good. Okay. You know, so we could run into all types of financial difficulties.
So you're all about helping each other out then is what you're. I think that's such a great quality to have, especially being like an entrepreneur in this small town, because there is like, I think there's a natural instinct for like, for competition. Do you know what I mean? And everybody feels like they have to be better than everybody else. You know what I mean?
See, that's what I'm trying to get away from. Yeah. You know, I want anybody that's coming in or starting to do their own thing, that we're starting to turn that around.
Okay, that's so good. And so, yeah, for sure.
So when my dad was growing up, going back to when I was younger, when my dad was growing up, when I was growing up with my dad, I saw Johnson Parson, Merrick Roofing, Manuel Chavez, and all these companies. They used to all really hang out. They used to all be really tight.
Like kick it, like beers, stuff like that.
They used to all coincide with each other. They weren't enemies. Okay. And now I'm seeing roofing companies. They're really bashing each other left and right. Okay. And then I was like, you know what? I need to bring what we used to have back to wake up.
Right. But you know what? That's so tasteless too. Like, I feel like for other companies to like really bash each other and stuff, like I would never bash another podcast, and another podcast I don't think has ever bashed me. Right? Yeah. No, they haven't. And, so,
if they have, please leave a message on the bottom of this.
But to be honest, I don't focus. I don't focus on things like that. Like, to be honest, like I actually shout out to Alvaro from the False 9 podcast who reached out to me actually a few days ago. Yeah. And he was just like, you know, I see your podcast and I see your numbers and I see the growth that it's doing. And I don't want it to sound weird, but I want to catch up to you. You know what I mean? And I just think you're so inspirational, like with what you're doing. Yeah. And I told him that it really meant a lot for me to hear you say that, you know, because at the end of the day, I really am just in the podcast world. I'm over here just doing me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Best of luck to everybody and what they're doing as well. Exactly. I'm not going to hate on you if you do more numbers than me, nothing like that. But I have to focus on this. Yeah. But you know, so shout out to you, Alvaro. Plus, Alvaro's kind of hot too. So, so he is. And I told him that too, but he told me don't say that again. So, but no, like it meant a lot for me to say it. And I like when we can do things like that. Yeah. And it's the same thing with your business. Like, you know, none of my ever sponsors ever spoke ill of you. And like I said, it doesn't sound like you guys all do the same thing. Like, I have this whole plan when I buy the house. Right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to buy the house. Our home painting is going to paint it like cream or something. Nice little color that I want. I want Frank to refurbish anything that's fucked up. And then I want you to build me that nice crystal shower. And then we're going to have a big old party, the Public Affair Mixer. It's coming soon.
And you're bringing the hot dogs from what I understand.
Oh, absolutely. Sib will tell you, I don't eat those 99-cent pork and chicken hot dogs. Shout out to my girl, Andrea Smithwick, who she put me onto the 100% all beef hot dogs. Yeah. Okay. Which, yes, I do ballpark only. I told that to Sid. Next time you have an event, I'm buying the hot dogs. All right.
Yeah, that's what I had yesterday. We had ballpark. Yes.
Yeah. I had my boy, Jonathan, he helped me get into the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Yep. So thank you, Jonathan. He sponsored me to be on there, and he said the same fucking thing. He was like, so from what I understand, whenever we have events, you're going to be in charge of the hot dogs. I said, absolutely. Yep. I'm not settling for nothing less. All right? Exactly. I know how to buy my meat. So anyway, okay. So I think it's really great to hear that, you're really all about unifying and stuff like that. But how does Joe, stay above the fray when it comes to like the negative reviews and the comments? Like, I mean, that's just inevitable, right? Yeah. You can't make everybody happy. Yeah. So how does that affect you? And then how do you move forward from it?
So what I try to do is I try to keep a lot of the negative thoughts out of my head, especially because I got so much going through, from the time I wake up, and I hate to say it like that, but I got a lot of ideas that I'm still trying to make come true.
Okay.
But a lot of negativity thoughts, a lot of negative things do come through, like people leaving messages on my Facebook, or just leaving me messages on my phone or whatever. And some people think that I'm out to try to take over Waco.
Oh, really?
And leave people in the dirt, and that's not what I try to do. I try to actually do the opposite on that part. But it's all about just trying to find your happy medium. Like with me, if there's anything that ever physically affects me mentally, I try to make my mind go to a different mindset.
Okay, I got you. So how do you do that? By not smoking weed?
I don't
Somebody asked me that the other day because I told him I don't smoke, and he was like, "How do you relieve stress then?" I was like, "Have sex." Like I don't, I don't know. You know what I mean? Play Nintendo, or have sex and Nintendo at the same time.
That's it. So, Well, no, actually, for my first time that I ever had to try to figure something out, I started going to the gym. So that was one way of relieving a lot of stress.
You can tell, right?
and then I also started investing into myself, which also helped other people, because any other business, like I had America Automotive, BTW, Big Time Welding, Stone Benders. We went vertical with concrete, and we also poured concrete. We did almost everything. So if you wanted a tree out of concrete, we created a tree out of concrete. And so it was just really just getting my hands into things that I didn't know. To eventually start to learn. So like in automotive, I could tell you right now, I'll just be honest. When I started the company, America Automotive, I had a really good mechanic crew that worked on my personal vehicles. They fixed all of them. So they were like, hey, it's either we go look for a new job or can we figure something out?
Yeah, for sure.
And so I was like, so I was going through a very stressful time at that time. Something traumatic happened that kind of changed my mindset, and I was like, you know what?
Do you want to talk about it?
On that one, no. But I will on a little later. So what I did was I invested a lot of my mind into reopening a new company. And I didn't know how to change oil. So that was the really bad thing. I didn't know how to change oil. I didn't really know how to do a lot of automotive stuff. Good thing to know, yeah. And so when we opened it, we opened right there on 15th and LaSalle. And right now there's Route 77 food and truck place. Well, my place used to be in the back. It's that big shop in the back.
Wow, yeah.
And so I just kind of trained myself.
Right.
Every day, I kind of invested a little bit of time to learn how to do the actual trade.
Gotcha.
And now I can change transmissions, motors.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can change my oil?
I'll change it all. Yeah.
I'm going to start hiring Joe to change my oil. There's going to be a uniform requirement, okay? That's just, you have to. I'll pay you extra.
It's a onesie. It's a onesie.
No, it's not. No, it's not a onesie. You wish it was.
Damn.
A onesie, that's too covering, okay? Right. I want to see those gym days. Yeah, you will. Okay, so for the most part, like I think it's inevitable. Like even with the podcast, I've had some negative feedback on some episodes and stuff. And to be honest, the way I handle it, I just don't read it.
Yeah.
Like of course, like I read every comment everybody ever. Yeah, I see it all. All right. Yeah. But if it even sounds like it's starting negative, I think not, because I think criticism is good. I do. Yeah. But if it's going to be something that's going to affect my mentality and it's going to be something that's going to down me, I just will skip it. And I'm not going to reply. I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to entertain it. I'm not going to be like, fuck you. You can't think that way. Like, no, I think everybody should be able to have their own opinion about whatever. You know what I mean? I've just in the last few episodes alone, I've had some negative feedback about, the way I ran the show or the person or whatever. But like, you can have that opinion and I'm going to leave it there.
Exactly.
Because you're entitled to that. Do you see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Now, there's some things that are just off the wall that I just will not, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm not going to call her out. Anyway, let me bite my tongue. But anyway,
but in my line of field, a lot of my negativity just comes from people just nitpicking off of what they see on pictures and things like that. But if they have a true negative comment and it really does affect my business overall, that's when I kind of step in and if I did a job for them and they had something negative, that's what contracts are for.
Yeah, for sure.
Never do a job without a contract.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because on that contract will literally state what you're supposed to do and what your customer. Your customer might have some different mindsets, but as long as it's not on the contract, we have to abide by
the contract. Yeah.
And that signature on the bottom, literally legal purposes and everything.
I watched tons of Judge Judy. I already know. Yeah. They said even if it was crayon piece of toilet paper, make sure that shit's written down. Yeah, for sure.
Well, even text messages.
Oh yeah.
Save all your text messages.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one of the main key factors that a lot of people forget is that text messages are just like a contract.
Okay.
If you have documentation with their number, their name, that's it.
So that's a good advice for somebody who's starting their own business. Now, I will say that when you guys come on the public affair, there is no maybe I should start doing contracts.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe that's a good idea. Andrew will say he wants to sleep with you and you cannot file sexual harassment charges on him. That's all I need.
And I'm going to write on there, only 10 times can you mention that.
I gotta start counting like a little quicker. And you cannot kick his ass. Okay? You know how many people want to kick my ass right now? Will you be one of my bodyguards?
I will.
Yeah, okay. Somebody else said they'd be my bodyguard too. I just saw that episode. JR Gauna. Yeah, he said he'd be my because he's sexy too. Okay, so Joe, like I want to kind of get into this and you'll share as much as you like, okay? Yeah. You run a lot of businesses. When I first met you, you were going through some personal things in your relationship that, again, you can touch as much as you'd like to on because from what I understand now, you guys are doing good, which is great. I had my friend Edwin Reyes on the show some episodes ago and we talked about divorce and stuff like that. And I think it's just so important for men to talk about with each other because I never see that. You know what I mean? Like in the movies, it's always like the girls. You know what I mean? Yeah. And at the end of the day, I'm a man, no matter what position I am in the bed. So how do you, like when I first met you, you were going through some, I don't know the details exactly, but you seem to have been very level-headed and just like very focused. How were you able to maintain that and what was that process like for you?
Well, with anybody that owns a business, and also if their wives work a lot, just as much as you do, it's very difficult to keep the romance alive. And kind of keep those positive feelings up in the air.
Okay, yeah.
Especially when you got two kids. COVID hit. Kids were at home more. Didn't necessarily mean that the parents were at home more. Right. We did our best to co-parent and be the parents that we always wanted to be for our kids.
For sure.
And so with my line of work, it pulls me from that because when from 7 o'clock, we're getting all ready to go to work. 8 o'clock, we're at work. Yeah. And then I don't get home till the last customer decides, hey, I'm not going to open up.
Oh, wow.
It's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And then, you want to still have a social life. So it's like, okay, guys, I'm going to hang out with my friends tonight.
Right.
And then you go play
But you've been
pool.
At work all day. Yeah.
And so when you don't see each other and you're not involved, feelings start to tend, to linger.
To go away.
It starts to kind of go away a little bit. And it's really just, so the way I have to explain it is you have to treat your relationship like your business.
Okay.
So so you have to involve yourself and learn to adapt and if you neglect your business, what happens to your business? It fails. You can't neglect your marriage or any relationship you're in. You have to be involved in it regardless. I mean, you got to put 100% into it, even though you think that you can't. Right. Because really, this whole thing that happened between us, me and my wife, I've loved my wife for too long.
For many years.
I can go all the way back to school and tell you all my feelings I had for her.
Yeah. That's so sweet.
She's always been that one person I really never saw myself without. I mean,
for sure.
My whole life, that from the time I opened up all these businesses, every single one of my businesses had a reflection of her in it.
Oh wow!
And so it was so like, everything was meant to better our lives, not just mine. Yeah. And so even though some of those businesses didn't make it, some aren't here till today. Today, yeah. But they were built on those foundations. Okay. And so. really, so with all the changes that we've all made, I feel like I'm better now as a husband, and a way better father because I started taking my kids out more. I started enjoying life more. And even though life, my business is still running the same way, I'm building. So I'm building a management crew now. I'm building people that can manage my company that I can trust, people that can go see my customers.
For sure.
And that frees me up to go and be the dad and the husband that my family needs at the moment.
So do you think that working too much is what kind of threw a wrench in those gears?
Yeah.
Okay. And so how long did it take for you to kind of realize like, okay, maybe I need to pump the brakes a little bit because this is affecting, because running a business and that's how you eat and stuff, sure, it's important. But I was telling you at breakfast too, sometimes you really need a minute to woosah. You know what I mean? Like I had Brianna and Brill Stone on episode 30 and I got to call them a little bit after the episode released, but I love that episode. We talk a lot about relationships as well. They said that, I quote me if I'm wrong, Brill, I believe it's one day out of the month, which I'm going to start practicing myself. One day out of the month, they shut down. Just one day out of the month. It's just them, like them two and their daughter. No phones, no social media, no going out, no entertaining guests, no nothing. It's just them R&R. I think that's kind of important. Do you think that's something that maybe you can practice or that you would like to start practicing?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be 100% honest.
Yeah,
and
do so. It's public affair.
His mindset is not wrong because I feel that because when you met me and we were talking and I was giving you the payment to do the whole advertisement and everything, yes, I was going through a hard time, but I wouldn't let myself feel it. I wouldn't let myself be vulnerable to those feelings because I was like, you know what? I got my business I need to take care of. I'm not going to let this affect my business. But at the end of the day, it was that was the wrong mindset. Even though it was the right mindset because it helped me build where I'm at right now. But the winter storm, when I pulled up to the house and the storm was just hitting. And I didn't know the power was going to go off for that many days and everything.
Oh God.
And we lost our service to our phones. We everything was cut off.
Everything. We were terrible. We were out. Snowpocalypse.
And I was there at the house and me and my wife, we actually physically talked for the first time, and it gave me every feeling that I tried to get away from my from feeling. It brought it all back.
Oh wow!
And it was just like, you know what? No, I need to fight for this.
We can make this work. Okay,
I'm gonna fight for this, and this is I'm not gonna stop.
I think it's fair to say, and not to put too much of your business out there, but when we first met for that, you didn't think that way. Is that fair to say? It was just like, this is what it is. Like, I have a business to run. I got this, that, whatever. Maybe you were low key in like an angrier mindset and you just didn't want to admit it. Do you know what I mean? And now when the winter storm hit and then we had nothing to fucking do, literally. And that gave you guys the opportunity to be like, all right, look, I mean, this is a good time because we don't got nothing. Like, you know what I mean? So did you think that like getting to talk about it like that really helped you really see like, okay, this is
get rid of technology at least for a day or two.
I don't know. That's not, like, I'm single, so I need technology to watch porn. Like, I just like, please. Right?
Well, when you find somebody,
no, I'm never gonna. I am never like. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys, this is gonna be great. And no shade to the person because I thought they were. I'm not gonna name him. He was a really nice guy that I met online not too long ago. Like as of the recording of this episode, it was probably less than a week ago, and we hung out a few times or a couple times or whatever, and we were talking, and I like our chemistry was really good. You know what I mean? And I will say that I've stepped out of the dating game for a long time because I think dating is the most annoying thing ever. I hate learning somebody. I hate like, you know what I mean? Like, am I doing this one, blah, blah. Well, with this person, I was like, oh, we got some good chemistry. You know what I mean? And, this was great, blah, blah, blah. We shared similar interests, like our nerdy sides and stuff. I don't think they ever watched The Public Affair. Or maybe they did, and that's why they stopped fucking with me. But anyway, no, like it was just great. And then I wake up for work 2 or 3 days later and they text me and say, this isn't going to work out because you're too aggressive and the whole kissing and everything turned me off. And this, which by the way, I know I do a good job. And that's it. It just like really struck a blow to my ego because I'm just like, this is exactly why I don't do this shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is exactly why my life is work, power went away, The Public Affair, Nintendo, rinse and repeat. You know what I mean? Because then shit like this happens and then I get on my feels, which I wasn't really in my feels, but shout out to my friend, Jose Hernandez, who I got to call. He's one of my very very few gay friends that I have. And I got to ask, I was like, is it me, Jose? Do you know what I mean? Like, is it really me? Am I that strong? Like, do I come off that strong? Like,
no, not necessarily. You know,
I think I do. No,
you're very open, in other words.
It is. And he told me that too, but I will admit that I can see how I come off as a little aggressive. Like, listen, when I want to kiss you, I'm going to be fucking 30 this year. I'm not going to ask you if I can kiss you, especially if we're too gay. Now, if you're straight, I might like, you know, hey, what's up? You know what I mean? But like, if you're a gay man and we're feeling each other, I'm going to kiss you. You know what I mean? If I want to put my hands, I'm going to put my hands on you. Like, you know? And so I guess I was just a little bit misled because it's like, I thought you were enjoying that. And then to be told the opposite, like the next morning, you know what I mean? Like less than 6 hours later.
You must have got a text from somebody.
I don't know. You know what? If he gets to watch this episode, and to be honest, like for feelings to have even been involved, like, and to be like, honestly, I was just looking for a friend to kick it with, good time, somebody that was gay. We can go hang out. And it wouldn't have to be a secret because I mostly sleep with straight men. And so, like for him, I was like, oh, this will be different. Like, you know, like we can go hang out, blah, blah, blah. Being in a relationship, I will say, with that particular person for now was out of the question because I think they were not where they wanted to be lifestyle wise. You know what I mean? I think they were still trying to figure some things out. But I will say for him, if he gets to watch this, like, it's no hard feelings. Like, it didn't kill me that way. I just was like, this is exactly why I don't do this. You know what I mean? Like, because I put my all into things and maybe that's like wrong, but then shit like that happens. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? You know what I mean? Like, God, you know? So,
and the one good thing about me and my wife is that, I really wanted her to be my friend through this whole thing. You know, through from the time that I met her, I didn't rush into our relationship in the beginning. Got with her in senior year. We broke up for about a year, got back together. And when we got back together, every feeling I had from back then, I still had then.
Oh, wow, really?
And so even now, I mean, my feelings for my wife is amazing. I look at her as like somebody I can confide in. Is like my best friend. Right. I'd rather hang out with her than hang out with anybody else.
Oh, okay.
And so that's true love. It's you know, she's definitely something special to me. And it for me to ever say that, you know, I'm willing to kind of let that be or let that go. It's not gonna. I mean, I don't know how. You know, she is something that I have to hold on to.
Yeah. Well, shout out to her. What's her wife's name?
Renee.
Shout out to Renee. Hey, girl. I told her when I need to hang out. No, I did. I want to give her a shout. I'm not trying to sleep with Joe. I promise. Like, I'm not. It was just a joke. Okay. Was it? No. I mean, Renee, unless you let me. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, I think it's so great that you. Like, true love out there exists. And I've said this before on the last episode. Like, I'm very busy as well. Like that, a lot contrary to belief. I'm very busy. If it's not my full-time job, it's Power 108. If it's not Power 108, it's the public affair. And then when I don't have to do anything, I just want the time for myself. But this time I thought, okay, I'm going to try this again. You know what I mean? And it just solidifies everything. Like, I don't want to be single my whole life. I can't stand when people like try to glorify being single. Like that, like, no, shut the fuck up. Like, like it's not cool. It's like, it's not cute. But, you know, I just think, I'm not going to lie. And again, no shade to this person because I actually really like him and wish him the best. But I think people are intimidated by me. Yeah. I say that with all due humility. Yeah. I do. I think people are intimidated by me. I'm a 30-year-old man. I don't have to depend on nobody for nothing. Everything that I want is I can get. Thankfully, you know what I mean? God bless. You know, everything that I have is under my name. I don't depend on nobody for shit. I'm not shacked up with 5 roommates. I'm not sharing my car with those roommates. Like, I think people are intimidated by that. But I want everybody to understand that I'm not going to judge you if you have less than. Because I knew what those days were. None of this was sat on my lap. I had to work for everything. And I'm that type of person that will help you build. You know what I mean? Like, let's do this together. Like, you're going to be a part of this. Like, you're mine. You know what I mean? But I think at the end of the day, people are just intimidated by me. Now, I know that I come off aggressive and strong and this and that, but that's just Andrew motherfucking G. I'm not tell you. Right. You know? You and that's why I like sleeping with straight men because they're less dramatic about shit like that. You know what I mean? Damn. I was like, I can't be sleeping with you gay guys. Like, all y'all get your feelings and shit. And then, you know, give you the... What happened? I know, you heard that, right? That was probably him trying to look for me, kick my ass. No, but you know, that's what I was saying. But no, that's a joke. But I do. It's just, it made sense to have you here because I knew you were going through that, and now you guys are doing good, which I'm happy to hear. And then like just literally yesterday, as I was recording this episode, I got dumped, and I was just like, damn, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, motherfucker. But shout out to that guy. You know, best of luck to you, and hope you figure everything out. But you know, like I don't got no whatever. And shout out to my friend Jose for talking to me. Like, we had gay talk. It was really cool. Yeah, I never had gay talk. talk. Like,
see, you're actually going the right route because even in a relationship, it is okay to be independent. To be independent 100%. It's still okay. You know, my wife, she, yes, I helped her get to where she's at, but she did all of the hard work herself.
Okay, got you.
She put in the hard work. She stayed up at night. She did everything she was supposed to do.
Right.
And I mean, I give her all the respect that she deserves.
All the credit.
Yeah, she's an amazing woman.
That's
good. You know, we run into a lot of difficult things that that me and her, we still work out till this day. I mean, we like
everybody though.
You know, even you know, through our worst fight, through our worst problems, through everything that may be going on in our lives, you know, we find a way that to still coincide and say, hey, you know what? Yes, you're still here with me.
I got you.
And I'm always going to be there.
That's good. That's beautiful. I'm so happy to hear you say that. You know, I'm really shout out to you and your wife, Renee, for making it all work. I'm really happy to hear that. Shout out to all the endeavors that you've got going on. For everybody, I'm still on the market. Okay. So just slide in my DMs. It's okay. You know okay. We'll talk about everything. But, you know, I really appreciate you, Joe. You know, and I just have to say too, real quick before we wrap up, my first ad that I ever did for you, I called you Jose.
Oh yeah, you did.
I did. I called you Jose, and I felt so bad. And I remember like it was a situation. It was 34 with Jeffrey Monreal, who I love, and that was a situation where we recorded that episode and released the next day, which we never do. I always record in advance, and so I think it was just the rush of everything. I was stressing out, blah blah blah, and I was just happy that you really were like, hey, it's cool, man. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I remember the text message. You said, hey, is your real name Joe? I mean Jose.
Jose. I was like, please say it's Jose.
And I was just like, oh man, what happened?
I was like, no, because my dad, they call him Joe, but his real name is Jose or Joselito. And so, but he goes by Joe as well. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's Jose, you know, we'll see. Yeah. And then you were like, no, it was something else. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, okay, look, we can't change it.
Birth certificate says Joe on there.
Yeah. Well, I really thank you for understanding that situation. And what's next for you, Joe? Like, what can we expect next from you?
Well,
am I missing anything?
Yeah, so I still have a lot of big plans coming up. And one of my biggest plans is going to be to reunite contractors.
Cool.
I want to build an organization where all of us contractors, we all come together.
Yeah.
And it's just not contractors. If you have a food truck, if you own anything,
if you have a podcast,
anything. You know, we want it to be a big network to where we all can eat off of each other. You know, it's just.
I thought you said we can all eat each other. I was like, right,
no,
I'm in.
No, that's the next one after that you're gonna make.
I was like, wait, Joe, come in. I'm in. I want to be on that. Contractors and both the fair. Keep it between us.
I'll sponsor it. I'm
so in. I'm coming in. Okay, no, sorry. Go ahead. That was off each other. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, literally. It's I really think that's something Waco's missing.
Yeah.
And if anybody decides that they want to do exactly what I'm saying right now and push it before I do, man, I'm open to it. I'll help them out.
You'll ride with them.
Yeah,
that's good.
You know, that's the one thing that you know, just because I have a good idea doesn't mean that somebody else can't make it better.
For sure.
And so it's almost like one of my last. I think they had mentioned it to you when we were eating. I had an idea with a big buddy of mine. He was a big
juice, like the juice bar.
No, like kind of like the juice bar. Okay. We had it was going to be proteins and shakes and stuff like that. We were thinking of doing something different. At that time, Waco didn't have that.
Yeah.
At that time, there was no Waco Nutrition or Hewitt Nutrition. There was none of those.
Midway
companies.
Nutrition.
Midway.
Hey, sorry, Marcos Cordero. It's okay.
Yes. And there was none of those, and so we were thinking of being one of the first.
Okay.
And but we got beat to the idea, and when it opened up, there was no hard feelings. I went there every day.
Right.
You know, just to kind of show my support, show that hey, you know, man, thank you for opening up something that we needed. Even though it wasn't me, I'm going to show my love here.
I love that you're not a sore loser. I love that you just you're just everybody going to the top. And I think that's such a good quality that you have. So make sure you keep that, okay? Yeah. And if nobody's ever told you, you have really good, I knew you were nervous on the show. But outside, I was, at the beginning you were very nervous, but Joe actually has really good communication skills. Yeah. Like you have very good speaking skills. Like so if nobody's ever told you that, I'm letting you know here on The Public Affair. All right. Well, I mean, man, Joe, thank you so much for coming. Is there anything else you want to share with us before we wrap up? Or?
No, just if anybody ever needs my services or any help in just creating their next business or just understanding the legal backgrounds to opening up a company. Okay. Definitely just reach out to me. I'm open to kind of help anybody out.
That's good.
I just because you reach out to me doesn't mean I'm going to say, hey, give me a piece of your company. No, it's yours. It's 100% yours. I got you. I'm just here to get you through the loops in order to kind of keep that going. Yeah. It's like my uncle, with Inspire Roofing. Okay. He came to me and we built the business plan together and we said, hey, any remodelings, renovations, anything that comes in on this side, I'll take care of 100%. Oh, wow. Okay. And then in the roofing business, I'm gonna throw him on my roofing. Right. Anybody that calls me for a roof, guess who's going out there? Inspire. Okay. And so it's just kind of helping each other out. There's another company that just helped me out with some not renovation, but some water restoration. Okay. And because he had all the equipment for it, and Johnny Gonzalez helped me out with that.
Oh, okay. Shout out Johnny Gonzalez.
Yeah. and so he helped me with that, and then. And man, we build a lot of good relationships in Waco. That's the one thing. I mean, just building the relationship with all the contractors is one of our key points. Right. Well, I got you. Well, Joe, thank you again for coming on to the Public Affair. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I had my muscle milk the other night, so you can take all these home. This chocolate one was bomb, even though I don't really. Anyway, thank you guys again so much for your support of the Public Affair. Before we go, I want to give a shout out to a few more of our sponsors. Of course, to Elite Barbershop with Sid Rodriguez, our boy Sid. We love Sid. He's located on Hewitt Drive next to the IGA. You can download the Cut app or call the number on the screen to book. He's also got Marcus Guerrero, Chris Reyes, and Santos Cordova over there making you look all cute and sexy for the weekend. Sid, thank you so much for being an avid sponsor of the Public Affair and for riding with me since the beginning. You are the best. I love you. Also to Soko Soccer Academy with Dominic Gutierrez and Ariana Gutierrez. They're located on Franklin Drive. They offer team, small group, and individual skill training. They also have open play on occasional Friday nights, and they specialize in soccer training, and they have fitness training with Dominic Gutierrez, Isaac, and London Carrillo. That's where I go work out, and that's why I've lost so much weight. Soko Soccer Academy, thank you for changing my life and sponsoring the Public Affair. And of course, the Fat Boy Michelada and Botana with my boy Junior Banda. Have you tried his Botana trays yet? Not yet.
I'm buying you one. I'm going to fucking buy you one because they're. I love rolling around in them. They're so delicious. They provide.
I've never heard it like that before.
They really are. They're so good. They provide the best Michelada Botana plates for yourself or for a party. They're locally operated, so make sure you get the best and not the rest, darling. To Fat Boy Michelada and Botana, my boy Junior Banda, thank you so much for sponsoring the Public Affair. You are the best. To everybody, make sure you please subscribe right here on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Public Affair. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, facebook.com/The Public Affair, and also at The Public Affair on Instagram. Thank you guys again for your support. Thank you guys again for your likes, your shares, your comments, everything. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you for helping make The Public Affair reach episode 40. And we got more to come. Don't forget, darling, to always keep it between us.
Oh, yeah.